All right, well, let's get going today. Coach Mike is not with us today. He had some appointments to run, and so we will definitely miss him today, but we're going to go ahead and get this live going. We will have an amazing day today. I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about and show you today. So that will be great. And let's get the recording started. And
recording in progress.
Welcome everyone to My AI Live. Today is Wednesday, February 12th. My AI Live, we get together every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. We're talking about the My AI system. We're helping you build on social media. We're helping you learn how to create those relationships and those conversations that will actually move the needle on your business. And so today I want to talk to you about the steps in the conversation and how to keep track of those. We also want to talk about some ways of being able to get those conversations going. So when we're building on social media, there's lots of different ways that we can do this, right? We can do posts, we can do reels, we can do videos, we can do shorts, we can do stories, all these different things. One thing I think that people don't utilize enough are groups. Now, in talking about Facebook particularly, groups are a great way to build new relationships, but also all kinds of communities are. Facebook isn't the only one that does communities. There's lots of different communities out there. When you find a community, what the things you want to look for in finding a community where you can actually grow, learn, and build your business through, like on Facebook groups. Some of the things you want to look for are, do you resonate with the people who are in there? Is it really a subject you care about anyways? Because one of the things is people are going to figure out if you're phony, it's going to shine through, right? So I belong to a girl camp group. I always talk about this, and it's all girls that camp, and we're not tents. We're like RVs, glam camp, stuff like that. I have come to an age where I'm not in a tent on the ground anymore. So, but I love the outdoors. And so I love these ladies because they come up with great ideas of how to do this, how to take a weekend away. Just really fun ways of doing things. Now, I have friends who are in different types of groups like health and wellness groups. Those are really great, especially if you're in a health and wellness company, but do not think that you're just going to go in and post your things, right? You have to actually start conversations, and through the conversations find out if people are right for it or not, because if a moderator ever sees you as just somebody who's only in there to get something for yourself or build your business, they'll get you out real quick. People are very careful of that, right? So let's talk about different ways of starting the conversation and then what you do with them as soon as you do. So Ariel last week asked me to cover a couple of things in our NowSite Nav and some other things that we have available for you to help. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. First of all, I want to show you where you can find your replay at. So let's go over here. Deborah, would you mind if I co-hosted you and you help me with the waiting room? Would you be available to do that? Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, honey. It's a little hard to teach and watch the waiting room at the same time. And so that one's not easy all the time. Thank you, Deborah, so much. All right. So we're going to come over here, and first of all, let me come over to our official corporate NowSite group. This is where you're going to find all of your replays at. Now, you want to make sure you're a part of this group. It will always tell you when there's an upcoming meeting. You'll find our replays. If you are the one person over there all by your lonesome, come on over here. It's much more fun. Come over to nowsite.online, and you can actually join us on the live Zoom, where you can ask questions and hang out with all of the fun people. Okay, so next, let me come over here just in case you are brand new. My name is Elizabeth Larson. I'm a personal business transformation coach, teacher, trainer, author, speaker, and a professional network marketer. I've been building online for a very, very long time, Started out on the stages of an essential oil company, and it turns out that's over 10 years ago. It's kind of amazing how time flies. Absolutely love what I do, and I'm here to help you. All of my posts are made with the NowSite system. So if you ever get lost or you're like, I don't know what I want to post today, feel free to come over here and use any of these for the make it your own. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we do when we meet somebody. So even if you are, let's take it from this direction. Whether you are getting information from somebody who has a reel or did a reel, you did a reel, you started a conversation that way, you started a conversation because you were in a group, you started a conversation based on a post, whatever it was, the next step is always the same. Okay. So if it's somebody who comments on your post, so let's say, let me come over to some comments on here. And it's somebody who comments on your post. I like to always keep the people that comment on my post in a list. Now I'm going to show you an example list of that. And I'm going to come over here to, sorry, I'm on my small screen today and not quite as easy. All right. Okay. So, by the way, bright colored text with words always stops the news scroll. But if you ask a question, you'll actually get more responses. So just want to throw that in there since that showed up. All right. So when we come over here to friends, we come over to custom lists. When we come over to custom lists, we can make different lists here if you're working within Facebook. Now, if you're working within Instagram, TikTok, or somewhere else, you'll have to keep your list in a separate place. Lots of different ways of doing that, and we can cover that on another day. But if you are working within Facebook, it's really easy to create a custom list. Now, I made this example comments list of people right here. And what that means is every time somebody makes a comment on my posts, I am going to go look at the person and see, is that somebody I would want to have a conversation with? Is this somebody that I think could benefit from my product or business? Is this somebody that shares the same values, same beliefs, any of these kinds of things, all right? And this is Nina. Love Nina. And let's say I just kind of looked at her and I'm looking at her posts and everything, and I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, this is somebody I would want to actually have more conversations with. The next thing I do is I come over here and I'm going to add her to the list, and she's there, but let's just say it was somebody else so I can just show you how to add that. You're going to add, remove, and then I'm going to show for do that for somebody. So let me add let me find somebody here to add real quick. I'll add Pamela. Okay. And then hit save. All right, now I've got Pamela here. And so each day, I am not just dependent on the news feed, which I don't know about you, but my news feed for quite a while, starting in the end of January, blew up in ways that it was like, holy goodness of mercy, I can't even find anything to comment on because everything was either angry, political, all this other stuff, right? And so sometimes you're going to find through your news feeds that it's difficult to find somebody that you could actually comment on their post about that you actually want, because you'll start seeing a lot of these follow. Why are you seeing a lot of these follows on your, and when you're not friends with these? That's because it's what's trending out in the world right now, what the majority of people are talking about. I don't want to talk politics because that's not a great place to start for my product or business. It's just not. So if you do not want to see these on your news feed and you want to start seeing the things that will actually help you build your business, here's what you do. You click the three dots and you say show less of these kinds of posts, and you can either hide all from this person or snooze them. Okay. So if you don't want to see all of the political posts and everything else and all the Super Bowl things that are going on and all that stuff, you can do that. Now, here's Crystal. Let's say I find somebody's post that I do want though. On here, I'm going to go ahead and make a comment. This was February 7th. Today is the 12th. She only had one comment on here. Now, riddle me this. Why am I seeing this if there's only one comment? Because Facebook still thinks this would be of interest to me. Because Facebook's learning now of what I want to see and what I don't. And I like Crystal, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to love her post. And I'm going to say something to the effect of, oh my gosh, so cute, period. I love kitties, period. I miss you so much, period. How are you doing, period. Let's catch up. Okay. Nothing too specific in starting a question with her because I'm going to actually take this over into a messenger. So I'm going to put this here. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put her on my comments list. So I make sure every day when I go over to my comments list that I am talking to the people that I'm actually working to try to build relationship with so that I can build the business, right? CH, that's right. I knew she had a different spelling. C. Okay. I have my friend on here now. I've clicked her and then I hit save. Now she's on here. Okay. So each day I'm now I'm not just dependent on the news feed to go find people to talk to find people to post on and stuff like that. I also have the ability to change my news feed by going into my list and clicking on the people that I want to see more of, that I want them to see more of my posts. And as I do this, I can comment on each person's posts of all the new posts that they have. And I will change my newsfeed into a direction to show me the people that I want to be seeing more of, that I am attempting to build relationship with, to get over into Messenger, to talk to about my product, my business, my coaching, NowSite, something, right? So here's the key to this. Once they go over here and I start having that conversation, then they can go to my top 100 list if they are what you guys would probably call a hot lead, somebody that I really believe that, yes, this is the product or business for them. They'll go over to my top 100 list. And when they do, I'll come over here to NowSite. Now, let's do this. I'm going to show you how this will work. When I come over here, I'm going to shrink down my screen just a little bit so I can get more in here. And I am going to take a screenshot. And then I'm going to use my social to lead. Now, when I do that, I'm going to come under here under contacts and I'm going to go social to lead, or I can click on NowSite Nav. I can click on whatever thing I want to do right there, right? I can click on new lead. When I do, I'm going to upload. I'm going to upload the screenshot that I just took of the profile of the person that I want to add. I'm going to click add contact. Dr. Lisa, I'm going to mute you because your background stuff is coming through, but okay. So let me share my screen. All right. Now, the nav is going to look at all of the social media, but here's the key. It's not looking at just the Facebook social media. It's looking to see if there's LinkedIn. It's looking to see if there is Instagram. It's looking to see all the information that it can find out about Crystal. And so as it's doing that, it's also putting together the information for this particular business, right? So we made this business example last week when we did that for a group of our people here. And we could do this for any business, Longevity, Optavia, doesn't matter. We just make the business profile. And then when we put the person in, it's basing this next steps of what we're going to do with this person based on the business profile that we put in. Now, one of the things that's really super hard for people when they first start this business and think about this yourself, was what do I do with this person? What do I do once I talk to somebody? What are my next steps, right? So the nav is going to show you what to do with this person. So here's Crystal right here. Sales plan, enhanced info, and my person and the personality analysis. So when we go over to the sales plan, we're right here. First, I'm going to initiate my conversation. Then I'm going to engage in dialogue. Then I'm going to share a success story with her, right? Now, the next thing that I want to do is look at the enhanced info for her. The enhanced info is how NowSite is actually going out and looking at everything that they can find out about this person. And this isn't to be used as manipulation, like now I got the goods, I can it's so you can develop better relationship, right? It makes it easier to have conversation because you already know what they care about. So we have all of this here, what this person has, phone number, everything else, interest and hobbies, customer service, healthcare management, leadership management, marketing, research, sales, social media, strategic planning, team building, leadership, and training. Does that sound like a business builder to you? Raise your hand if that sounds like a possible business builder. I know she is a possible match for my business, right? Work in education, beautiful. Love this. Okay, got all this. And so I have everything I need now to follow up with her. Now, here's the plan. Again, sales plan says I should initiate the conversation today and then engage in more dialogue tomorrow. And then the next day, share a success story. So this thing is showing now, it's not automatically always this. Some days there's many days in between. This is making the sales plan based on the fact that it believes she is a go-getter. She's boom, boom, boom. If it was a person who was like what Danny Johnson would call an emerald or one of my engineer types of personalities, you would notice that when the enhanced info was complete, the sales plan would actually be further out in steps. So you will see a difference in that as you continue to do this. Sam, I have this now. What's my next step? First, I'm going to reach out to Crystal. The next thing I am going to do is I am going to create a follow-up. And I'm going to create a follow-up for tomorrow to make sure that I remember. Even though she's on my top 100 list, I don't want her to fall through the cracks. So I'm still building rapport, and I'm going to say, first, let's pretend I've already reached out to her today to start the conversation. Reach out to Crystal and comment on a couple of her posts, period. Make the offer to have a Zoom coffee or a phone call, period. Find out how she's doing on her health and wellness journey, what she is currently doing, what hasn't worked, and find out about how her job is working out for her. Okay, so those are the notes that I want to keep in mind when I talk to her. I hit save. Okay. Now I have the follow-up set here. I can also put in a note. Now, for any of you who came over with us from contact mapping, you know that we love notes. We love notes because we go back on our notes, right? So I could talk about where I met her, how I know her. I know her from Facebook. So met Crystal while I was in Colorado, period. Amazing, amazing woman, period. We connected on Facebook, period. Haven't seen her since last November, period. She was going through a tough time in December, period. I think she would be perfect for the business, especially considering everything else that was going on in her life, period. I want to make sure to reach out to her and initiate the conversation, starting with her own work and health and wellness journey. Okay. And then I add note, right? So I have my note. Now, if you continue to have your notes, you're going to have a string of notes of what you've done with somebody and conversations that you've had with them. Now, here's the key. Have any of you ever talked to somebody and then the conversation was going great, but then something happened in their life, and then 6 months later, somehow it just kind of, and then 6 months later, you're trying to initiate the conversation again, or a year later, and you're like, I can't remember where we left off. I can't remember what I've told her and what I haven't. Okay. Welcome to contact mapping. This is everything that we were about. and everything we're still about. We're just a better version of it now because we have the NowSite Nav. So now we put it all together. We have the notes that we take for each person, and we have the navigation that's helping us with each one of the next steps, right? So we put our salesperson in there. Now we've got all of that in the sales nav, and we remember the steps. Now, each day, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we are going to come over to our front page. And now look at this. Every day, it's going to show me what I need to do. Now, if I've already reached out to Crystal like the nav told me to do, I can clear this, right? I could say skip, or I could say done. So if I click and say done, which I'm not going to because I do actually need to reach out to her. Once I hit done, that's finished, right? Now, this one was done. So I will click on that. Follow up with Tabitha. I do need to do that. And I'm not going to click this off because it's not done yet. Tom, I have done that one. So I'm going to click that off. And now you have a list of the things and the people that you need to do each day. Okay. So quick story, my people in my community that hear this story all the time, and I'm sure they're sick of it, but I'm never going to stop telling this story. So when I closed my business and I was trying to figure out what to do and everything else, I met a woman at Starbucks. She was amazing. And she was a big leader in her company. She was in a network marketing company I had built before I left. I went corporate. I was building websites. I was doing all these other things and ended up needing to change direction in my life. Had no idea what I was going to do. I met her. We had this great conversation. I gave her my phone number. She said she was going to call me. And later that evening, I thought, maybe this is the answer. I'm going to go back in the field and build. That's the answer. This is the answer, right? She still hasn't called me. She still hasn't called me. Do you think she'll call? It's been like 8, 9, 10 years. I don't know, something like that. She hasn't called me. Deborah, is she going to call me? No. She should have had a follow-up reminder, right? How many of you would want me on your team? Anybody want me on your team? Okay. We miss people all the time because we forget the follow-up, and the fortune is in the follow-up. So here's your question for today. If the fortune is in the follow-up, why are we so terrible where the money is? We have to be better at the follow-up, right? Because I can teach you how to initiate conversations all day long. The nail site is going to help you immensely. It's gonna set you on fire with starting conversations. But now we need to become masters at follow-up. And so that's what the NowSite system is going to do in that situation. It's going to help you become the master at follow-up, so you don't let somebody fall through the cracks, because many times we see the lump of coal, but inside is a bright diamond just waiting to come out. Inside's the diamond hiding. And our job is to help that person get the muck off, get the excess carbon off, all of that, so they can shine brightly and be the leader that they're called to be, and to join us and create a win-win situation of us building together. Okay. So let's do our post today, and we're going to have some fun doing a post. Now, Wednesdays, I like to do wisdom or Wealth Wednesday. Okay. Wealth Wednesday was coined by Ray Higdon, and it's about going out and doing something for other people. It does two things. One, it teaches our subconscious about abundance and that we have enough. Okay. Anytime we do something for somebody else like that, we're in an abundant state. The other thing that it does, though, that it's a really, 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 really great way of teaching yourself that you within yourself have enough too. It breaks the chains of that hoarding mentality that we have with money. And that hoarding thing can trick your reticular activation system to think there's not enough, there's not enough. So everything in the world you'll see is not enough. So how do you do Wealth Wednesday? The way you do Wealth Wednesday is, if you're going to do a post like that, you can talk about as a lifestyle post. This is lifestyle post, right? You could say today's Wealth Wednesday, And what I would like to challenge all of us to do, and I'm going to do also, is go out and buy somebody the cup of coffee behind them, or do something for somebody else. Or maybe you're taking some cash and throwing it in a diaper box. If anybody's ever had kids and you know how expensive those diapers are, a lot of moms do not have enough money. And oh my gosh, imagine opening up a diaper box and there being cash in there. What a beautiful surprise. So that's Wealth Wednesday. The other Wealth Wednesday that people like to do is talking about their difference in their finances because they're working their business. Be careful not to make claims, but talk about just the fact that you took your own wealth into your own hands and started making different decisions than just working for somebody else. That's another one for that one. The other one is Wisdom Wednesday. And Wisdom Wednesday is when you talk about something that you've learned, talk about something that you're learning right now, talking about something that will give value to other people. So we set the intention of what we want this post to do, and obviously we want this post to either educate, inspire, give value and help somebody else, whatever that is, and then the different types of posts that we can make with that. So let's come back over to our NowSite system again. And we have step 1, step 2, and step 3, right? We post on social media, we comment on other people's posts, and we start conversations. So when we post on social media, I'll be honest with you, I don't immediately put in my picture. I rarely use selfie AI or caption my image. Not that they're not fabulous. They absolutely are. But I love, 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 love to play with my post. And many times I come up with something different than what the original idea was. And I come up with something different than the original photo. So a lot of times what I'll do is caption and suggested image. So I can start from scratch and then play with the AI. Now you can use it exactly however you want. This is just my favorite way of doing is caption and suggested image or long post. So if I do caption and suggested image, I'm going to go in thinking about hashtag Wealth Wednesday, hashtag Wisdom Wednesday, comma, I'm realizing some of the greatest wisdom I received was from Tom Chenault when he said, love like crazy, then love more. Although when you do a hashtag, please hit the thing so it stops doing everything as a hashtag. Okay. Wisdom. Yes, I know. Okay. One of the greatest pieces of wisdom I received was from Tom Chenault when he said, love like crazy, then love more. Okay. Apparently I can't talk. Tom Chenault, when he said, love like crazy, then love more, period. He was talking about loving people unconditionally, about how when we let the expectation go of other people and just love them for where they are at on their journey, as they're on their journey, and keep being a lighthouse and pointing to a better way, how it sets us free from the expectation of what should happen, and it allows us to love them right where they're at and create an even better relationship. Okay, now apparently the Now site does not know Chenault. Okay, now I'm just going to hit generate. Now, just throwing things into the AI to see what the AI comes up with that, right? So it's not anything about it has to be this perfect wording. It has to be even exactly what I put down there originally. You could just put, give me a post about Wisdom Wednesday, right? One of the greatest pieces of wisdom I received from Tom Chenault is to love like crazy, then love more. Love more. Let go of expectations and embrace people as they are on their journey. This frees you and allows you to build deeper connections. Okay. Now, I like that so far. I like the vein that it's going. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit longer. And I'm going to hit regenerate. Now, when I hit regenerate, okay, I've been privileged to receive some truly life-changing wisdom from the incredible Tom Chenault, and I'm so excited to share it with all of you today. He taught me this powerful mantra, love like crazy, then love more. It's a simple yet profound guideline for living a life full of authentic connections. By releasing ourselves from the grip of expectations, We open our hearts to embrace people just as they are in their unique journeys. This liberation not only elevates our spirit, but also allows us to forge deeper, more meaningful relationships. Imagine the joy of connecting with others on a level where judgment and demands don't exist, replaced instead by acceptance and understanding. Let's strive to love fiercely and abundantly. After all, our capacity for love is limitless. Okay, so I like the direction it's going. Now, next thing I'm going to do, does that picture fit? Oh, no. No, 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 no. So what I would do is I'm going to go ahead and use an image. I'm going to go find an image of Tom and I'm going to go put that in there instead, right? I'll take one of the photos of us, or I'll take one of the photos of Adrian, Tom, and all of us together and put that there instead. But do you see why I kind of did the caption with suggested image instead? I could have originally just put an image of Tom and I in there and got pretty much this. But now I'm thinking I can even make this even more about both Tom and Adrian together in the growth of this whole concept, and I can change it even more. So I've got more options. So it's up to you whether you decide to use the photo automatically or play with it first and then decide a photo to match. Completely up to you. But here's the thing that you want to make sure of, okay? Here are your steps. Number one, set the intention for what you want the post to accomplish. Whether you're giving value, doing an engagement post to get your own algorithm going further, whether you want to have conversations about a specific subject, set that intention first before you ever post. Second, ask yourself this before posting. Is this post giving value or helping somebody have a better day? Is it giving value or helping someone have a better day? That will cut 99% of the negative posts out. You won't get caught up in emotion about whatever you saw on Facebook and then make a post you regret later. Okay. And then third, go ahead and post that and make sure with your posts, you're checking on your comments and repeating and answering those comments as quickly as possible. Because when you answer as quickly as possible, you're throwing the post back up into your algorithms, and Facebook sees that you're engaged and sees that people want to see this post, and that post will go further out to more people. So let's go ahead and take 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and make our own post for today. And you can use hashtag Wisdom Wednesday. You can do hashtag Wealth Wednesday, whatever it is that you want to do. Or you could do a surprise me post. But make sure you're making a post and make sure you're doing those guidelines. First, setting the intention of what you want. Second of all, asking yourself, does this give value to somebody or help somebody have a better day? Okay. And then third, go ahead and make your post. We're going to do questions while we do this. And then we'll see if we have some time to also look at some posts too. I do not tag, well, Lori, in this case, this kind of post with Tom, I would tag him in the post if he was in the photo. Absolutely. Or if I was specifically talking about him, yes, I would tag him in the post. You don't want to just tag people to tag people because people will get annoyed with that. But if they are involved in the post, then absolutely yes, tag. All right, let's go take 5 minutes and make our posts. And if you have a question, go ahead and raise your digital hand and we can take questions at this time also. Audrey, I'm sorry, honey, I muted you.
Okay, quick question. Two things. One, I noticed you had a symbol inside your text box that was allowing you to speak to Nav instead of, I don't have that symbol. How do you get that?
Okay, so it wasn't actually in my text box. I'm on Mac and I'm sure Windows probably does this too. My tech guy, my tech guru set it up where I hit the control key twice and it'll
Oh,
pop up my microphone so I can do voice to text on my computer.
okay, excellent. I'll find that out.
Yeah,
This,
so if you just Google how to do voice to text on your computer, if you have Windows, I'm sure it will be on Google. I don't think there was an original setting on my Mac. I think he just kind of said when this happens, do this kind of thing.
okay, great. The second question, I love the fact that you were able to save the people you were wanting to communicate with in your list of friends. I went, but my list of friends doesn't look like your list. It comes up and it talks about a professional. I have a professional. I'm in professional mode. What is that? Does that mean I shouldn't be there? Because I'm not able to find what I saw you find. I was just, if you know it's okay,
Well,
if not, I'll research it.
well, I'm in professional mode too. I have a professional account. So let's take a
Okay.
look real quick. Let me come over to mine. We'll just run right over here and we can figure it out, right?
Okay.
So when I hit Facebook and I hit friends, do you end up here? So go over to
Well,
your,
you hit Facebook and then you hit friends. Is that what you do?
yep, and then I hit friends. And you
Okay, let me.
should see right at the top all these friend requests that I've got to go through.
Yes, I'm there. Okay,
Okay. Over on the bottom of that list on the left-hand side, it should say custom list. Do you see that?
I do. I do. I'm fine. I'm in the same. I was started at a different place, but now I see. So this
Okay.
is perfect. I got everything I need now that I know where to go.
And
Thank you.
and the two you absolutely want to have are your comments list for people who are making comments on your post so you continue those conversations easily and they don't fall. And then your top 100 list. And that's like your Eric Worre list. So anytime anybody ever goes onto your list that, yes, I want to talk to this person about my product or business, you should put
Okay.
them on here also for easy access where you can go and comment on their posts and make those kinds of relationships with them.
Okay, one quick question about this. I am on custom list. Mine actually only has unnamed list, restricted acquaintances, and close friends,
Do
but
you
it
have
does
the
have a plus sign. So just go and create the
great
list.
list? Yeah,
Okay.
and that's why mine looks different is you'll have all these different lists out here and yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Any other questions? Everybody doing good so far? Hi, Breezy. Good to see you.
I have a question.
Hi, James. How are you today?
Pretty good. I heard from a friend that you guys have an affiliate link as well. How does that work?
You mean in the back right here when you go into your Now Site system
Yeah.
and you go over, you see where your little boxes with your initials right above that? If you
Mm-hmm.
click on that, you will see your affiliate where you 3 equals free and you can get your referral link right there. And then you can uh share your link to anybody that you want.
Okay. Okay, so on what plan do they have to be?
Any of the plans. They you
Any
have
of
to
the
be a
plans?
customer, but any of the plans they can actually use their affiliate link.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Good. All right. Everybody else doing okay? All right. Anybody want to share any posts today? Oh, hi, Eldon.
I've I've
Hi.
been doing a lot of learning, and there's a lot of skills about the just learning how to listen to people.
Uh-huh.
Listening is a skill that I've been having to develop
Yep.
because it's too many people talk, but very few people listen.
That is true.
That's what I did in my post today, and I'd like to put it in the chat. Let me go get it and put it in the chat.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And that is very true, Eldon. Let's come over here and I am going to go share my screen and then we're going to go take a look at your post real quick.
Let me see how to do this.
Okay, so look at this beautiful, beautiful photo of Eldon. And in today's fast-paced world, one skill remains eternally valuable, yet seemingly scarce. Let me put on my glasses so I can actually see better. Oh, look at that. I have eyes. Okay. The art of listening. When we harness this ability, we forge stronger connections and foster deeper understanding. Yet, how often do we truly listen? In our eagerness to express, do we forget to absorb? Today, let's explore 3 transformative ways to enhance our listening prowess. Uh, Eldon, one thing I would do immediately
Yeah.
is there is way too much black and white without enough white space.
Okay.
So never have any more than 3, possibly 4 things. When you get to 5, it just starts feeling heavy, like this one
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here. And also go in and ask it to put in a whole bunch of emojis. Not that we necessarily need like cutesy things, but if the color breaks up the black and white, so
Yeah.
the person's brain into their eyes, it doesn't feel as heavy to read. So the more you can break this up, if you're going to have this much text into it, the
Right.
easier to digest it's going to be.
Okay.
Awesome. Great job, Eldon. All right. Anybody else want to share your posts before we run to the next meeting? Going once, going twice. Sold for $5 million, Deborah. We've raised our prices so we can have more trips to Arizona. Okay. So we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you bring your questions, especially if you have questions about the nav or the social delete. And really think about this today. Do you understand the steps of your system of how to lead somebody and how to guide somebody from the beginning of just meeting them to actually going to a presentation for your product or business? You know, that is what the nav is actually helping you do. It's helping you with those next steps. So we're going to update that tomorrow. We're going to show you how to do our follow-ups, and then we'll do some more fun posts also. So bring your questions if you have any, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific for My AI Live. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing community. So much fun to get to work with you guys, and feel free to unmute before you go. Love you all.